Hello. We are doing the podcast. We're going to be very quiet because this is going to be the ASMR podcast.
I was going to say the same. I was waiting to say the exact same thing.
Because we're in a very special area.
We are. Well, we're in a lot of special areas. To start with the broadest one, we're in Japan.
Yes.
So you want to start working your way down. We're in Kyoto.
We're in Marafukuro.
Which is the original Nintendo headquarters.
Yes, from the 1800s.
And it has been reformed into a quaint little hotel.
Yes.
And they are so insanely nice.
Yes, they've been very nice. We even asked if we could film a whole podcast in here.
Yeah, we got here like an hour ago, and the plan was to film in our rooms, but our rooms weren't ready, and they were like, go check out the Nintendo library we have upstairs. We got up here, and I was like, we got to do the podcast.
I was not happy about it.
I'm so sorry, but we couldn't not. I'd already asked if I could vlog, and she was more than okay with it. Mm-hmm. So I went down and I was
for context, a lot of places here in Japan don't want you to stick a camera anywhere.
And she was saying yes before I'd even finished. Mm-hmm. And then I went back down with E, and we were like, can we get a few cameras up here while we wait for our room and just do a podcast? And she was like, yes, yes, you can. And then they just came up to give us even more information.
I thought I was
share.
getting in trouble because I thought Hannah was trying to get into the room. So I was going to let her in, and I was like, oh, there's a guy here. Oh, sorry.
He took you out to the balcony.
Yeah, instead of yelling at us, he gave us a tour of more stuff.
Yeah, because they asked what we do, and we told them that we're Nintendo YouTubers and that we're making videos.
They're like, oh, you're big Nintendo fans then.
So he came up and not only wanted to give us all this information on the hotel next door, and the building next to that, because he's like, you guys would appreciate this, but they want to show us some of those rooms as well, which will explain.
We're already staying in the CEO suites, 2 of them.
Yeah.
So where all of the big decisions were made back in the day before they even made video games. And then there's also apparently the dude's house.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could stay in his house.
So the building directly next door, he said, was designed by the same architect that designed this building. Mm-hmm. And that only went up a few years ago. And it's also a hotel. And then the building next to that is the CEO's house where he used to live. Yeah. And you can actually spend a night in his room and use his outside bath.
Yeah, that's the only room in the building that has an outside bath. So you could take a bath in the outside.
He can count on his hand how many times that room's been available. And he said that during our stay, it's available for 1 night if we wanted to upgrade.
I mean, you can. He said we could tour it.
He's going to show it when he shows us our room. He's going to also take us over and show us that room to see if we would like to upgrade.
We're already staying in a really nice room.
But I want to see it. I want to at least see it. But yeah, they were so nice and so ready to help us with everything. Do you want to talk about the room that we're sat in right now?
Yeah, so we're in the library, which has a lot of fancy stuff and a lot of Nintendo memorabilia.
Yeah.
It's a lot of there's a straight-up GameCube.
Yeah. A very nice one. It looks brand new.
Yeah, it's the cleanest GameCube I've ever seen in my life.
I'm scared to touch it. It is a library. We're allowed to pluck things off the shelf. There's a couple of
Nintendo books, but I'll say most of the stuff is off the shelf, books and the mini Famicom Classic system and the mini Super Nintendo Classic system. One of them, there's some art pieces too. There's a crystallized Game Boy that kind of just looks like a clear Game Boy shell, and there's a Switch that's all rusted and garbage looking.
There's I want to bring things for show and tell.
Please be careful.
It's a library. We're allowed to.
That's true. It's a library. Keep thinking it's like a.
So there's a Mario goodies collection.
Yeah, what is that?
We'll have to get B-roll of it later, but it's all art from the video games and things that toys that they've sold across the years. Mm. It's a big collectathon of just Mario stuff.
And then this is a book of Mother 1, 2, and 3.
The first thing I saw when I came in, a big book of Mother. Some
Is this a
other...
strategy guide? It's all in Japanese.
It's cool to see the Nintendo Hotel Remember Mother. And there's also some things in here, as we said, I don't even want to touch. I don't know what the deal is with it. There's like a rusted Switch.
Yeah, it's
up
a
there?
Nintendo Switch. I have no idea what it is. It must be some sort of art piece.
Yeah, there's no way it's a real... Maybe they like used a real Switch as casing.
Yeah, it seems like somebody made it out of metal and they purposely rusted it up or something.
Looks really cool. There's like a giant Mew Pokemon card, but like made out of... It looks like marble, stone. And they've like chipped parts out intentionally and put like crystals inside, which is really cool.
Yeah,
also a Game Boy that is in pristine condition.
Yeah,
that
there
box is awesome.
There's a pristine Game Boy, a pristine N64, and then a mini Super Nintendo behind me, and a mini Famicom over there.
There's a TV that's displaying the Hanafuda cards, like the original card game that Nintendo
and they're all like
published.
flipping.
But I don't
LEDs.
see the actual card game anywhere.
Well, I don't either actually. But downstairs in a glass case,
They had They had card games.
they had cards in there.
Yeah.
And there was also the little sign from the front of the door. There was like a card version of that.
I did see that, a keychain.
And there's also a Lego set of 4 buildings, and it is the 4 buildings. It's these 3, and then I don't know what the 4th one is, but it's made out of these. And if I can remember correctly, he said that the person that made the giant Lego Gundam that's in Tokyo somewhere is the same person that made those Legos downstairs.
Yeah, this place is awesome. They also... Free drinks, open bar, help yourself.
There is, and we didn't really even drink.
Help myself to some water.
Completely wasted on us. There is a open bar around there that they said is not staffed, and there's a bunch of rum and gin and stuff behind there, and just glasses and ice, and they're like, help yourself.
Yeah, I asked if it's open all night, and he goes, "Oh no, unfortunately, it closes at 11 p.m." And I was like, "I'm asleep by then anyway."
This place is wild. I didn't expect it to be so nice.
We haven't even seen any of Kyoto yet.
No, I don't know about you. All of us took a nap on the train.
I pulled my laptop out to do work, and I got rocked to sleep.
Yeah, it was actually very soothing, which is not to talk about me, but I was a little worried about catching the train. I was a little anxious, but it was so soothing that I fell asleep. It was nice.
Yeah, it was rocking you.
And I kept filming on my phone a beautiful ride from Tokyo over here to Kyoto.
I missed Mount Fuji.
Oh, you were on the left.
Yeah, I'm on the left. And I was going to go over to the window when it was coming, but I woke up and saw, oh no, we passed it.
Oh no.
But we saw it from our hotel.
We did. I've been fascinated with the idea of like countryside Japan, and we got to see so much of it. Something I found interesting was there were so many little towns buried in like crevices of like hills and mountains. Like you would just zip by, see a whole town, and then it would be gone.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And we're going to see that again when we go back.
I know, I'm excited.
Yeah. We really don't have a lot of time here in Kyoto.
No.
In Kyoto and Osaka.
We planned a 10-day trip, but 2 of those days counted for travel.
Yeah.
And then another one of those days was today, which was also kind of a half day of travel.
Yeah, I mean, it was really quick getting here. Got here. Took the fastest train we could.
Yeah. We probably needed like 3 more days, though.
We need a month. We're never going to be able to do everything. We're always going to need more time. That just means we got to come back.
April?
What?
Everyone in the room just started looking.
I forgot when I wanted to go back.
Cherry blossoms.
No, I don't want to do that. It's going to be 1 million people here. There's really not that. It's really not that crowded.
Right, because it's been hot as balls.
No, it's been hotter.
It's been hot.
It's been hotter. I mean, the summer's coming to an end. But no, last time I was here in November, which is also, I think, an off time, and there was so many goddamn people. And there's still a lot of people in like the train stations and stuff, but we're kind of in an off time right now.
Last night,
I want to come in April.
It was
Yeah.
Shibuya was crazy also.
It started pouring down with rain in Shibuya, and we all rushed to the train station, and everyone else did too.
Yeah.
And that was a madhouse.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about everything Nintendo we've done so far, and
Sure.
and why else we are here other than to be in this hotel in Kyoto?
Yeah, I mean the main reason we're staying in Kyoto is just for this hotel.
Yeah.
But
While
there's
we're
also
here.
there's also Nintendo World in
Yeah.
Universal that is in Osaka, which is very close. And there's also a Nintendo store, I think, in Osaka. I have to
There is.
figure out where that is. I haven't looked at that in a hot minute.
I know nothing about this area because last time Kim and I came, we did not. We just stayed around Tokyo.
I've been to Osaka. I've never been to Kyoto, so I like that we're here.
Yeah.
I gotta get a coffee. The
Yeah.
one that's very close.
Mhm.
Closes at 4.
Mhm.
Gotta wrap this shit up. All right?
Wait, it closes at 4?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you didn't want to do this.
No, I didn't want to get. I was terrified of getting on their bad side when we were starting our
Doing
journey
all of
here.
this has somehow got us even more on their good side.
I know.
They seem to really love us.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I'm excited to go to the Nintendo World at Universal. There's one in America, but none of us have gone.
I've never gone. No.
I don't think.
Why would I go to California?
We almost did for the Mario movie.
We almost did. Yeah.
But that one apparently is kind of small in California, and this one's like the one.
I think there's one more ride here. I think that's the only difference.
Well, I'm excited.
I mean, it's probably better in other ways. Like the food's probably better.
Mhm.
You get a nice little shirt that says Nintendo
we get to eat
Osaka
at the
instead of Nintendo
Mario
California.
Cafe or Toad's Cafe.
Toad Cafe, yeah.
Nintendo store is 20 minutes from Universal.
Nintendo store is 20 minutes from Universal.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go.
Train? I mean, it doesn't matter.
15 minutes, actually. It's less time.
Oh, wow.
That's
something I
crazy.
was worried about was how to get from here to Nintendo Osaka, like the Universal. And it's like 45 minutes on the train. So, not so bad.
Like an hour.
I would like to spend a little bit of time in Osaka. Well, we have to go to the Nintendo store, so that's fun. I want to eat some stuff. We got to eat some food in Osaka.
One thing we have not done is get good ramen.
Yeah, that ramen was all right that we had.
Yeah, it was very okay.
But the problem is we're a lot of people and
I know.
shoveling into...
But we still have to find some good ramen before we leave.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that would be a travesty. I tried cold noodle last night for the first time.
You didn't like it?
Didn't like it.
I had a great little sushi bowl last night because I scurried away from you guys and
He told
ducked
us he
into...
had a place he wanted to go to, but he knew that it would be like only a couple people. So
That's not why we went to
sneaky
Shinjuku.
snuck there.
That's not why we went to Shinjuku. But I figured while we're there without anybody, I'm going to check this place out.
You mean Shibuya?
I keep getting them confused.
I'll help you out.
Thanks, man.
Bob and I have been practicing our Japanese.
Yeah, we're trying to... I mean, I've successfully ordered coffee a few times. But a lot of times you'll start talking in Japanese to somebody and they'll just hit you back with English.
I know.
Because I think sometimes they don't want to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I also think they just want to practice English just as much as we want to practice Japanese.
Yeah, we've talked about that a lot, where I will have something in my head I want to say to them in Japanese, and I'm waiting in line, and I'm going through it, I'm going over it, and going over it, and then I get up there, and the first thing they say is, "Hey, what's good?"
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no. Can't say it.
I had some great conversations with some people though, like the one guy in the coffee shop in Nakano. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, but sometimes I'll go up and I'll be like, "Hey, do you have oat milk?" And she'll say in English, "Yes," and point where it says oat milk in English on the menu.
Yeah, it's a mix. There's people that are completely fluent. There was that one guy at the fish market that you asked if they were from Brooklyn, and they were like, "Nope, born and raised Japan."
He's American and Japanese because his dad is in the military base.
He's American and Japanese because his dad was in the military base.
Yeah.
I'm repeating what you say so that they can hear it.
I have a mic on.
Oh.
Seems so passive aggressive now. So you have very fluent, then you have the mixed, and then you have just can't speak any English at all.
We were on the train the other day and somebody said, "Excuse me, your shirt is on backwards.
Oh.
Oh, your cardigan is on backwards. I was like, oh my God.
And then he was like, are you traveling? Where are you going?
So he was
very much into it.
Very excited to speak English.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Cool.
He's like, I know the word for backwards, and I'm gonna rock this conversation.
We really haven't had a problem at all the whole time. There was almost a problem where we went to a restaurant and you accidentally paid for me. We split up, and there was a little bit of a language barrier. But other than that, we've been able to figure it out.
And that restaurant, by the way, was the Rain on the Roof Cafe, which is the curry and coffee restaurant from Persona 5, which everybody here humoured me by going to because it was a bit out of the way. But I think everybody liked it. It
was very good. The curry was very good.
The coffee was actually better than I expected to. I think that was...
Usually when a place has food, they don't have good coffee.
Yeah, I know. But that's the whole... I told you this, the whole thing is curry and coffee. But while I was leaving there, I wanted to practice some Japanese. I told you this, but I paid, and then I said to her, "Totemo oishi," to say very tasty. And she looked confused at first that I started speaking Japanese, but then she was like, "Oh, thank you." She was very happy.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about is just throwing Japanese at somebody and then them not expecting it.
Yeah, they look at you like, "What did you just say?"
Yeah.
I bought a shirt a couple days when we went to the other thing, and I picked it up at first, and the guy came over, and he was like asking me if I liked it. I could tell, and I thought it was too big, so I said, "Skoshi uki." Is that right? Uki. Oki. He knew what I meant anyway, because he was like, "Oh no," and he grabbed it and he put it against me, and he was like, "It fit."
Oh, good.
So
it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Good.
Might have said it a little wrong, but he knew what I meant. I said "skoshi," which is fun.
That's good. That's a fun word. That's easy to remember because it
sounds like a bit. It's like "skoshi."
Yeah, a little skosh.
Yeah, a little skosh.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been good. I'm glad because last time I came here, Kim and I, we both felt really bad. We didn't know a single word of Japanese when we came, and then we looked up like ones you need to know. We learned 5 key ones, which is like yes, please, thank you, and all that. But we were like, next time, I want to know more. So I've been cramming in the last 3 months.
You've learned a shit ton.
I can read.
Like 1 month.
I can read hiragana and katakana. Like last night when we ate, the receipts got jumbled up again. And I was looking at them and I was like, who ordered the wagyu? and I think Erica was like, you read that? I was like, yeah, I guess I did. So it's been good.
No, it's good being here and like absorbing it because that's also learning. You know, your these experiences will be easier to associate words with what they mean.
I've picked up on a couple of things, and also just hearing people say the things that I've learned. I'm like, oh, they really do say that.
Yeah.
But even like small moments, like we're on the train, it was really crammed, and it was like full of school kids. And I just heard over the announcement, Daigaku, which means like school or university or college or something. And in my head, I was like, I bet all these kids get off right now. And they did. Yeah. And it just felt really cool that I kind of knew what was happening in that moment.
Dai means big, and Gaku is school. So big school, it's college.
And just
it's the big school. It's the big one.
Gakusei is student.
Yeah.
Right.
Got it. Nailing it.
Sorry.
Doing great so far.
We're in Japan.
We went to Akihabara for a day.
Which is my favorite place. Kim and I want to go back there on our last day.
Okay. Yeah. I had my fill of Akihabara.
You said
everything was exactly the same in all of the stores.
You said that, but from where we entered, we went to your coffee shop, then we hit Big Camera, and then we hit a few stores on the other side on the main street. But it goes back several blocks, and it gets more like thrifty as it goes on, and less like, Best Buy feeling.
There's some stuff here too that we need to go to. There's a super potato over here that we need to try out.
I would like to see that.
Maybe a book off or two.
There's also another really nice super potato in Tokyo that we didn't go to. And I can't remember where that one is. I kind of want to look it up.
I don't know. My favorite that we went to was the affiliate of Bic Camera. I don't remember what it's called. Where you got a freaking
soft map.
Soft map.
No T.
That's where you got a freaking DSi for like.
So DSi XL in the box, like perfect condition.
Oh yeah,
almost $30.
I kind of wish we had all the stuff we bought to show off, because we've been buying a lot of stuff.
Yeah, all of our bags are being held because the room's not ready, and we just jumped right in here.
The super potatoes in Osaka.
Okay. I think there's one in Kyoto.
It didn't pop up.
Sorry, I want to see where the other super potato is now that we didn't go to, because the other one's bigger and has like Switch stuff and newer things.
Oh.
The one we went to is really small, but there's 2 floors and it's all retro.
You've been looking at a lot of Switch stuff.
I did the first
My eyes
day.
glass over when I see Switch stuff.
The first day was very Switch heavy. I bought like everything that day. We really haven't hit any game stores since then.
I'm Nakano. We hit that one little game store. Nakano had a lot of really cool toys and stuff. I got a little Solid Snake toy.
Cells too.
Oh, the anime cells were really cool. Those were awesome. He's shaking his head because he's upset he didn't get a Gohan.
I'm still considering going back.
Oh,
it's like $700.
It's pretty good.
It's in Ikebukuro. Is the other super potato.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to be able to get there this trip. But yeah, it's a good one.
Gotta come back.
Yeah. Oh, April. I'm trying to think.
I've been going to a lot of great coffee places. Been really enjoying my coffee.
Yeah, you have been. I stole your thing. Started tweeting out coffees too.
That's fine. You're allowed.
Mm-hmm. Where did the coffee... You had one sip. Where did the coffee at the Rain on the Cafe...
That was pretty good.
On the list. I
don't think I had enough of it to really say.
The Bear Pond coffee... So, Boston got a lot of coffee stores. I've been trying to stay away from caffeine. I'm looking at your camera because I'm so used to looking there.
Mm-hmm.
But that Bear Pond one, I was feeling a little frisky, so I drank like half of it. It was very good.
Good.
That's one of the best coffees I've had.
I was a little disappointed by it.
Really?
It was very good, but no oat milk.
Oh, well.
What are we going to do, man?
I'm not doing oat milk in Japan. I want
Why not?
Because oat milk has a very specific taste and flavor profile of its own, and I feel like it does interrupt the beans. I just do it because I
You're
don't
dumb.
like...
That's stupid.
No.
It's delicious.
If
If you have good oat milk.
I agree, but it does change things. Like, this is to a larger extent. Vanilla in coffee is delicious, but you put vanilla into a coffee you're having for the first time, and you're not really going to get a good idea of what
of course,
the coffee tastes like.
Yeah.
Oat milk too.
I mean, if you want to be an asshole about it, then just get espresso. If you want to fucking be a snob,
I guess you're right.
I'm just used to always getting an oat milk latte and judging everything by an oat milk latte. So if you disturb that flavor, it's hard for me to gauge it.
For me, the oats, and again, depending on the milk, can be really overpowering. And I feel like all I'm tasting is oat, and
bad oat milk.
I want to get to the
That's
coffee.
a bad oat milk.
Oh, I agree.
Mm-hmm. That was good. I liked Bear Pond. It was very good. It was regular milk, and it was good. I enjoyed it. My favorite is a toss up between the first one we went to that was by our hotel, Swamp Coffee, which is one that we just walked into. I found it on Google Maps. It wasn't even anything I was like anticipating going to. That was delicious, and that was oat milk. Another one was the one by Akihabara that we also just went into. That one was also very delicious. It had like this weird sweetness to it. It was awesome. There's been some fucking great coffee over here. And I can't wait to get the one that's right over there that you're keeping me from.
Jesus.
I really liked was it Glitch Coffee?
Glitch Coffee was crazy.
Yeah. We went in and he had like 20 different coffee beans all in these really fancy glass cases. And he was like, this is all my coffee. And he made us smell all of them. And
he was in a suit.
Yeah. And then we were like, we want hot coffee. And then he's like, well, then you can't have these ones. These ones are the hot coffee ones. These are the iced coffee ones. 3 people in the room really liked one kind of coffee and they all wanted to get it. And then he was like, oh no, the girl came up and was like, you can't all have the same coffee. You've got to get a different coffee. You got to try different things. They had to change their order.
They very much controlled the experience.
They were very
But
particular.
it was delicious.
It was
very
like
good.
science.
They did some science to get us the coffee.
I love coffee.
I also love coffee. Whoa. That's crazy. This episode's sponsored by Trade Coffee, and we're talking about coffee. That's so cool.
We're going to do our first
believe
ASMR
it.
coffee read.
I also took a video of the mug that they sent.
Oh.
Because we don't have it, because we couldn't bring it to Japan. But they sent the mug. Here it is. Isn't that a cool mug?
Just one mug?
No, they sent 4.
To you?
Yeah, you're going to have...
Okay.
I was supposed to bring them...
Well, I don't need it here. What is Trade Coffee? Trade Coffee is a coffee subscription service that partners with over 55 of the nation's top-rated independent roasters, delivered fresh to your doorstep and on your own schedule.
Wow. I'm still trying to figure out my schedule because I keep burning through my Trade Coffee.
You need to up it, which is very easy to do. You just log into your account on the website and you can pick your frequency.
I need to do that.
Mm-hmm. Or you can pause it if you're going on vacation, which is what I did.
I didn't pause my trade.
You don't want to pause it because apparently you're running out.
True. That's a good point. I did actually I have none at home.
Yeah.
I am waiting for my trade. So you're right. I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah. Trade Coffee is a subscription service that makes it so easy to discover new coffees and make your best cup of coffee at home every day.
Which I do every single day.
There's
Sometimes 2 a day.
There's even a matching algorithm that creates coffee perfect for you. Trade makes it easy and convenient to discover new coffees.
They give me a lot of good stuff. Mm-hmm. And it is really local roasters. I get stuff. Well, they do it from all over the place, but I get a lot of New York stuff in my little New York abode.
When I signed up, I told it I liked chocolate.
Okay.
So I get a lot of coffee with notes of chocolate. Still to this day.
I think mine says something fancy. Mine says like, give me something weird. Mm-hmm. So they give me some.
I'm going to put it in oat milk and only oat milk.
Yes.
Upgrade your morning routine with better coffee. Right now, Trade is offering our viewers a free bag of coffee with any subscription at drinktrade.com/Nontendo. That's drinktrade.com/Nontendo for a free bag of coffee with any subscription purchase.
It's great. We love it. It's awesome.
I'm obsessed. I'd drink it right now. If it
I would love it right now. I would kill a man for it right now.
Please don't.
What are you looking at over there? What is that book?
This is before Mario. It's all the toys, and I happen to get to page 140. Just start going through.
The gun.
No.
The guns. There are a lot.
They used to make guns.
They had guns at I think the soft map place. They had like a.
But they were airsoft guns.
Well, there's that, but they had a Lethal Enforcer's gun, the light gun.
Nintendo used to make rifles.
Yeah, it's like a BB gun. Actually, what does that say? Raifuru.
Shut up.
He's getting real good.
Those are legit.
I wonder, can we get these?
You can probably find them.
I'd like to have one of these.
Yeah, I kind of would like that. That's
double barrel.
Cool. A Nintendo gun.
It looks like they even made like electronic dartboards to shoot at.
Which makes sense because they have the gun from the game.
Wow. Cool. All
Isn't
right.
that something?
It really is.
That's a cool thing too.
You shoot this guy and he falls down.
Over. A little ragdoll thing. Are any of these Smash trophies?
They really should not.
Right on the cover is Ultra Hand.
Yeah.
Sorry, now I'm just reading this
Now
book.
you're just looking. Look at the Ultra Hand. It's friggin' the thing Zelda.
Ultra Hand.
What?
That's the Ultra Hand.
That's the Ultra Hand.
That's why that move is called Ultra Hand.
In Zelda, the move is called Ultra Hand because of this toy.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
You didn't know that? You're the Zelda guy.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
This toy is called the Ultra Hand.
Yeah. It's a grabby thing.
That's the Easter egg in Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Get to that page.
How did you know that?
Because we're fans of Nintendo.
Wow, I'm learning so much in this Nintendo library. No, I'd never heard that before.
Yeah. When that was in the trailer, when they showed it and called it Ultra Hand, I was like, I need an Ultra Hand, and I immediately went on eBay, and they were a lot of money.
Wow.
I was like, no, forget that. I hope we remember where all these go. I feel terrible, disturbing.
Did we talk about the glass Game Boy that's up there?
Yeah, it's plastic.
Oh.
I did talk about it. It looks to me just like a shell you could just get.
There's a SNES controller with a little golden tree coming out of it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of cool like little art pieces.
There's little stamps up there with Nintendo on them, and they look like really old. I'm not sure if they're like new art or actual old art, but
it's hard to
old
tell.
stamps. There's also just a lot of books in here.
There's a lot of just random books.
Yeah, that don't seem to relate to Nintendo.
They're definitely old because like one just says Nintendo Card Company.
That's cool.
So this is historic because it's where Nintendo started, but also because that's a famous architect that built that building. So like there's a lot of different things going on here, and maybe some of these books are architecture books or something.
So there's also, just to the left here, I'm not sure why, there's like a little alcove that could be like a broom closet, but they've stripped it and they've put an LED wall in it, and it's just
It's a TV that's doing AI generated art of some sort.
AI. You think it's AI generated?
It could be a looping video of AI generated art, or it could be reactive in some way, but I couldn't tell.
It's cool either way. This whole place is really cool.
Yeah.
I still can't believe there's an open bar. Are we going to get drunk?
I'll have a little drinky winky later.
We could do it now. Get some rum.
No. I don't want to spoil myself for this great coffee I'm going to have with oat milk in it. We're here at the same time as Tokyo Game Show.
Oh, you want to talk about the drama?
Okay. Tell me all about it.
I don't know. I just heard that there was some.
So Tokyo Game Show is a big showcase like E3, but in Tokyo. And it's going on right now. Apparently it is not close to Tokyo. it's like an hour and a half out of Tokyo.
We flirted with going. We could have gone.
Yeah, this was just a coincidence that we were here at the same time as the show. We were not expecting that. And I wanted to go because that sounds cool. That's a cool little overlap.
It.
But it turns out it's not close. That would cut like 3 hours out of our trip. And there's nothing good there. There's...
That's a big thing to say.
Well, what did he say? Nihongo Gamer, he was like...
Yeah, we met Nihongo Gamer, which is fucking awesome. He was
like, do you like Genshin?
That's what he said.
Yeah, and he's like, well, that's all I got.
Yeah, what? Nihongo Gamer was there. He was at Tokyo Game Show and then met us in Tokyo proper, just to say hey, and then he left, which was awesome.
We met him at the Nintendo store. Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, I was just at Tokyo Game Show. Do you like Genshin Impact? That's all they had.
Whoa.
But they had that DS clone.
Yeah, so there's this company that makes weird, like, copyright skirting, like, Nintendo tech. And the latest one they have is a DS clone. It's a 3DS. That's just a 3DS it takes a cartridge and everything, and it has an HDMI out. It's kind of like if Analog made a 3DS.
Are they going to sell that?
So they make a lot of prototypes and never put them into production.
Okay.
So
I feel like that wouldn't go well for them.
No,
I feel like
Analog skirts the line because Nintendo just doesn't care about old stuff. Like they don't care if Analog makes a Game Boy because they're not selling Game Boy stuff. But 3DS, I think, is too new. Even though they stopped making 3DS games, I think it's too new, and they would absolutely sue the hell out of them.
Yeah, I think so too.
But they also last year they made a prototype for a capture device for the Nintendo Switch that connected to the game cartridge slot.
And they didn't get in trouble for that?
No, but I also am not sure if they ever made it and put it into production. But that's at Tokyo Game Show. You can see
cool.
It. Yeah. Very strange. I mean, a lot of people were at Tokyo Game Show, but they weren't showing. There's no news. That's the only news that I saw at a Tokyo Game Show.
You know who went?
Who went?
And I kind of wish I had gone now that I know. Kenny Omega.
Oh, that makes sense. He's a big... he lived in Japan for a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, he wrestled for New Japan for a long time.
Okay.
He was just like walking around. looking at stuff.
I saw him at E3.
And I could have walked around and looked at him.
I went in first place with what's the name? Austin Creed.
What's the drama?
Just Xbox. There's a bunch of stuff about Xbox.
Oh yeah, Xbox.
We can talk about Xbox and Nintendo Sacred Holes.
Sure. Well, they tried to buy Nintendo. Did you hear that?
True. Yeah.
I guess they probably were just internally like, we should buy Nintendo, and then that probably never went anywhere.
There was a massive dossier of just pages of information about Xbox that leaked. Yeah. By the time this comes out, it's definitely old news.
Yeah.
But one of the most interesting parts was that they thought it would be a good move for both them and Nintendo if Nintendo was bought by Microsoft, which is wild.
Yeah.
They said something like, Nintendo doesn't realize that they are better off with us, or like on better hardware or something like that, essentially.
Yeah, I don't know. Microsoft needs Nintendo more than Nintendo needs Microsoft. But imagine the reach. I mean, they already have an insane reach. Mm-hmm. But imagine the reach they would have if Mario could be on computers.
I don't know if it works like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because the common census online seemed to be, imagine if this had happened already, and when Zelda Tears of the Kingdom came out, it was in like 4K and blah blah blah, and like the power of Xbox and PC. If
remove power from it, I know that power means nothing to Nintendo's IP.
I know, but if Microsoft owned Nintendo, I don't know if there's a realm when Nintendo still just gets to make whatever they want, whenever they want, and Xbox doesn't have any say in it.
Oh, no, they would absolutely... Well, okay, so right now, Microsoft owns a lot of studios, and they're kind of just letting them do their own thing. And for the most part, it's been to their detriment.
Yes. But, like, think about Tears of the Kingdom. It was delayed several times and took 5 years for the game to release. You look at the only 2 games that Xbox has put out so far, really, Starfield and Halo, both were rushed out the door. Halo was released in pieces, the multiplayer first, and then the full game, because Xbox kept just forcing them to release something or just get it out. Nintendo with deadlines, I don't like that idea. That sounds horrible.
No, yeah, it sounds...
Microsoft will have an input in the game. They'll also deadline the game. Nintendo's going to have to answer to Microsoft. You're not getting Tears of the Kingdom on Xbox.
So I don't know how much Microsoft imposes deadlines, because Halo was delayed a whole year, and that was the system seller.
It was the multiplayer delayed? I think the multiplayer came out. They made that come out.
No, the whole game. 100% of it was delayed for 1 year after the console launch. It was supposed to be a launch title, and it was delayed a whole year.
Okay.
Then the multiplayer came out, and then that was still shitty, and a lot of it was still bad. But that had to come out because that was the system seller.
And then the single player came out, but still without like co-op and a bunch of other features.
Yeah.
And then that...
No, it was bad.
Came out like a year later, except some of it didn't.
Yeah. Starfield, there's no excuse. Starfield got delayed also, and should have been delayed 1,000 more times.
I think it was still rushed. I think it was still rushed out.
Yeah, but whose fault is it? Bethesda's done this before
both?
too.
Maybe both. But yeah, anyway.
Also, Redfall was bad, but I think that's also just...
I forget that even exists.
I know.
My point is, I don't think you will get the one-for-one experiences you're used to with Nintendo just on PC if Microsoft owns them.
I don't think it's a good idea for Microsoft to buy Nintendo.
Nintendo could just put their games on PC.
It's a great idea for Microsoft to buy Nintendo. It's a great idea for Microsoft.
Yes.
Because they need that.
Is it though? Because they will go broke trying.
It's worth so much. Nintendo's worth so much. They'll make it back instantly.
Okay, that's true. Just think of an Elon Musk situation where we start getting charged $8 a month to play Nintendo games to make the money back.
Microsoft's been having it rough. So part of the other stuff that leaked was this PDF of like their future plans that looked fake as fuck, but apparently it's real.
All the other consoles that they
they're in like 2025 or something. They're doing a refresh of the Xbox Series X that is no disc. So people are mad about that. There's a handheld. They just had a picture of like a generic looking handheld, like a very tiny little infographic. So I guess this is all like a loose guideline of like where they see Xbox going, I guess.
One thing I found interesting was they said that console sales, it seemed like they didn't really care about making hardware or like the actual Xbox, but they said that it doing well gives the illusion that the company is being successful and that the platform is successful. So they like selling the consoles and doing well there just so they have the illusion that they're doing good.
So,
but they care about the controller the most because you can use it anywhere.
I think that in order for them to be a big player in the console space, in order to be taken seriously, they need to have a console because if they don't have a console, they're not one of the big three.
They're not using the console though.
Yeah, but no, that's why the illusion exists.
Yeah,
because they're not stepping up to the table if they don't have a console. But all of their eggs are in the PC basket and in Game Pass and stuff.
What game do you think Microsoft would demand first from Nintendo if they bought Nintendo?
Oh, to like release?
Mm-hmm. Or they want Nintendo working on ASAP?
Working on? What would they want them working on? Some dumb fucking party games for like Game Pass. Make us a dumb little party game. Put on Game Pass.
Make us one of them Mario parties.
Can you make Solitaire? You know, it's on every computer. Solitaire, and make it fun.
We're thinking F-Zero Solitaire.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get Soltar, but with Mario on all the little cards.
Okay.
Or make that little pinball game that comes with every PC. Make that a little better.
I think
Space Pinball. That's what it is.
I think they would demand open world Mario with space exploration.
I don't think they would demand anything. I think they would say, keep working on what you're working on and maybe help us make our games better. Because that's one thing Microsoft is actively trying to get better at, is having all of the companies talk to each other and help each other out.
I don't know, man. Microsoft bought like 50 companies and we've seen nothing from it.
I know.
I don't think they know what to do once they buy a company.
So I brought my Asus Ally with me because I thought it was the most versatile.
You could have bought one at Big Cool Camera.
Yeah, they have them in retail stores over here. It's crazy.
Big Cool Camera.
We know the jingle. So I brought it with me and I loaded it up with a bunch of games. And one of the reasons I wanted to bring it was because of Starfield. I thought that would be a good game that would last me a long time.
I might know where you're going with this.
I loaded it up on the plane and it didn't have me logged into Game Pass.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, you need to be connected to
You just need to be on the internet.
Even on Steam?
I don't know about Steam. Oh, so I had it on Game Pass. I paid the $30 to get the special edition, but I was using the base for free. And I tried playing it off Wi-Fi and it just wouldn't work. And I was like, ugh, I need to own the game. So I opened my collector's edition and I grabbed the code and I made it so I owned the game and reinstalled it. It still wouldn't open on the plane. So I had to log my...
So what happened when you tried to play it on the plane?
It said needs an internet connection.
The game said it?
Yeah.
I couldn't even get into the game because of Game Pass.
So at this point I was on my laptop because I took my laptop. So I connected it to the Wi-Fi on the plane and that was enough. Just so it like had a connection, I could play Starfield on the plane.
God, it's so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have it because Wi-Fi costs money on these planes.
It does. I got it. No, I did have to pay. I paid $4 to play Starfield. I got internet for free on my phone because I'm with T-Mobile.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Hannah, keep that. You got T-Mobile free Wi-Fi. Good to know. No, on the plane.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
she paid like $20
on my plane.
Oh, we are on a different plane.
Yeah,
Never mind. Ignore everything.
Mm-hmm.
Different thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I didn't even. I mean, I went to sleep, so it didn't even matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
I played. You know what I played instead?
What'd you play?
I played Dead Cells on my Android phone with the Backbone controller
On the plane?
on the plane.
Okay.
That game's awesome. Forgot how good it is. But Dead Cells on Android. That's fucking awesome. You could play a whole ass Dead Cells on an Android phone.
I took my Vitcher glasses to play on the plane, and then I was too nauseous to have a screen right in front of my eyes, so I didn't do it.
That's
my story.
That's the use case for those Vitcher glasses. That's about it.
I know.
Yeah, that's all I played. I just played Dead Cells for 2 seconds, and then I went back to sleep. Oh, I played Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Oh my god.
Because that's the only thing that would load. I tried playing friggin' Resident Evil 4, and that also required an internet connection. For the first time you load it, it needs an internet connection.
You also reviewed that in my eShop video.
I did.
Thank you so much.
It's a very good game.
So, our rooms are ready.
Oh my god, that's so nice.
So
I don't want to go to it yet. I want to go to the coffee shop, though.
Oh, okay. Well, we should go to the coffee shop before they close.
Okay, yes.
Then we'll check out the rooms, and we can finish this up there.
Are you sure you want to do that? You don't want to? You want to give these people more of your... I'm kidding. Let's go.
You're the one that wants to get to the coffee. Wow.
I did my hair since the last time.
I know, I slept. It is actually not later. It is the next day, which is technically later.
We still have to be relatively quiet because we were quiet in the last episode. So
I know,
I don't want
that's
to
true.
jar people into...
We'll slowly start ramping our volume back up.
Yeah.
We're not even in our special CEO rooms.
So we kind of... This is weird. This hotel's awesome. There's a lot of cool stuff going on.
So much cool stuff.
So we settled into our rooms. This room is like another legendary room that we're in.
Yeah.
This one is... There's 4 separate buildings. This is one of the separate buildings. This was... the old... I don't know if it's a founder of Nintendo or one of the old CEOs, but it's his goddamn house.
Yeah. We're in his house.
This was his room.
I might have said that the guy wanted a tour and show us around because this room is never available.
Yeah.
And while we're in here, he asked, well, does anyone want to upgrade to this room? And E, behind the camera here, was like, well, you know what? Yeah. Because E was the only one that didn't have like a CEO room like we do.
Yeah.
So he upgraded, and that's why we get to film in here quickly today because he loses it today.
Yeah. Today was
the
one
only
night day that it was available.
Got super lucky.
And then next episode, will be in our CEO rooms.
Yeah, so those are the like offices that we're staying in. They're awesome rooms. There's nothing about them that say that they're an office or anything.
No, they're really nice rooms.
Yeah, they're super modern. They're completely
very modern.
redone. I was expecting some like little memorabilia or something.
Well, I know we've already said this, but they're redone by the same guy who built the other building, the new building.
Yeah.
Which we also got to tour, and we got to see the architect's room that he made, I guess. It was like his design.
That was the most
suite?
like expensive suite you can get. Which,
and
honestly, it was awesome. Ours is also really nice. Ours is like almost exactly just as nice.
Yes. The thing that made that one so nice though was the way it was facing was towards all the mountains and hills back there. Yeah. So when you woke up in the morning.
I woke up this morning and the windows had like the shears on. They were like kind of open. I woke up to the sun coming over the mountains, hitting my eyes. I opened my eyes to the sun peeking out from the mountains. It was fucking beautiful. Because
there's, you know how there's like the sheet on the window and then the curtain?
Yeah.
I couldn't see where my clothes were. And I was standing there naked. And I was like, I know that the sheet is there, so I'll just pull back the curtain. And I went, whoosh, and it pulled back. It
falls out.
And you can, like, there's a garden in front of you.
What are the nudie laws around here?
I don't know. There was no one there, thankfully, but I had to quickly scramble and pull the sheet across. I wanted to show them these keys.
Yeah.
So this whole hotel, it's not any hotel like I've ever been in. I'll explain more of that in a second, but this is the key to the door. It's like an old school gold key, which I don't think we should show. That's why you're holding it. Yeah, very smart. But on the keychain is like this really nice plaque. It's like a heavy metal square. On one side, it says Nintendo playing cards. On the other side, it has the building information. Both of these are on the building at the front when you walk in, and they've turned it into a keychain, and you can buy it here too. So I'm going to buy a bunch of these.
Yeah, I think I want to buy one too. That's very heavy.
It's very heavy, very nice quality.
And yeah, this is the sign that's out front. It's like a legendary moniker showing that this is the Nintendo Hotel. This is where Nintendo was.
Will that focus?
I have no idea.
Do this one.
Okay.
And I'll zoom in a little bit.
Okay. Let me try and get this because we're going to forget to get B-roll.
Yeah.
Or forget to edit it. Let me know when to.
Little lower.
Let me know when to flip to the other side.
Right there.
So that's the English translation. That's not as cool. Obviously, is here to showcase the history of Nintendo, but
Yes.
it's not affiliated with Nintendo at all. It just
not
seems
anymore.
like somebody. It seems like the real estate was available, and they just bought it, and they were like, "We could make back here off of some YouTubers from America."
Which worked. I mean, this is sick.
No, they did a
Yeah.
really good job. They did a really good job transforming this.
It's
into something
really cool getting to stay here, the history of it all. I know we keep saying this, but our rooms are the CEO rooms. That's where they used to conduct business, converted. But also the old Nintendo headquarters is a walking distance from here. It's literally just down the street.
Yeah. The other old Nintendo headquarters.
Yeah. Well, I think the first big one they had, not out there anymore.
I don't know the whole history. I don't even know when this started. Was this in the 1800s? Was this the first?
Yeah, the playing cards.
In 1890 something, it's Fusajiro Yamauchi, which is Hiroshi Yamauchi's dad, right? And then
Yeah.
he took over after.
Oh. So whose house was this?
This is Fusajiro, his dad.
Oh, so this is the guy.
he told
This is
us
the
that.
founder then.
This is the guy who made the card company.
This is the founder.
Yes.
Okay, we're in the founder's house.
Yeah.
He made his child, right?
It's also a really sick bathroom on set thing here
Yeah, so
in
there's
the
an
middle of the
outdoor
room.
shower right here where I can hear everything from my room.
Yeah. He was showering last night, and apparently
showered.
Bob heard the whole conversation.
Yeah, I think because this building is so old, the walls are paper thin. I can hear everything from outside.
I can too.
On the street,
Yeah.
which is interesting because it shows just how quiet Kyoto is.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
I mean, you hear a bird screaming.
That was like every 12 minutes, though.
Yeah, we were waking up
one-
to crows.
Yeah, I don't even know what that was.
But-
Screaming.
But other than that, I don't hear people on the street or anything.
Japan in general is very quiet and very calm. It's a
Yeah.
really nice place to be. But yeah, this area is so calm. Everyone keeps to themselves in a very respectful way. I was saying this to Kim, but we all got up early. We went for a walk. We were going through this riverbed and walking, and every single person we passed, I noticed they just dead stare ahead and they just go about their day. When I walk in America, everybody nods at you. Hey, going, good morning.
Yeah,
You know,
if there's not a lot of people on the street.
you just say hi to people as you go by. Here, it's just everyone keeps to themselves. Everyone's really quiet. Sorry if Bob's audio sounded weird. It wasn't screwed in all the way.
We were talking about
Just everyone keeping to themselves.
and how quiet it is and stuff. There's not a lot of people here, specifically in Kyoto, there's nobody around. It's we came here on a Sunday, all of the shops were closed. All of the coffee places are closed on Mondays. What the fuck,
There are
Kyoto?
so many coffee places.
There's a lot of coffee places.
This morning, we saw
luckily,
10.
there's a couple that were open today. They broke the rules of Kyoto. They're allowed to be open on Mondays. Some of them open at 12. Some of them open at 2 in the afternoon. Very strange.
The one we had this morning was
Awesome.
great.
That was awesome.
It was
There's
really
so much good shit around here. And I'm disappointed. I would like to spend more time.
Yeah.
We have a lot to do, and we're trying.
We have a lot to do, and it is fine because we all approved the trip, but we didn't plan enough time here. I just miscalculated it somehow because we got in yesterday on a travel day, and now we only have today and tomorrow, and then we got to go back.
Yeah.
And that's not enough time for these two places. So,
There's a lot of things that were hard to calculate. For.
Yeah.
Also, we weren't expecting to like it as much as we did.
well, also while planning on my side, I didn't know if I was even going to make it. So whenever anyone was like, should we do less days? I was always like, yeah, let's do less days. I kept pushing for
I'm
less days.
honestly fine with less time being away from home. I like
Kim's
my
very
house.
much Kim's very much having a great time, but very ready to be home as well.
Yeah, no, I'm good, but I am missing a lot of the things that I would have liked to have done. But that just means we got to come back.
I think ideally for this trip, you want 16 days, 2 of them being travel, and then you have a solid 2 weeks.
Just a week every couple months.
Just saying.
I was saying to Kim, I think 14 days, like 2 weeks, with counting the 2 days of travel. So,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just.
Well, I'm saying 12 full days.
Oh.
2 for travel.
Yeah, I mean, still, those extra 2 days are worth it.
Yeah. Now, there's other, part of our planning was we didn't want to make like a hard itinerary because we wanted to wing some things and have some wiggle room.
You never know when you're going to be hungry or when you're going to get tired.
Yeah, and that I'm very happy we didn't make a harsh itinerary because that's just stressful.
We're also not those people.
Yeah, we're not. But we also filled our time with there's so much other stuff we ended up just jumping towards that it filled up the time and it made things, complicated and hard to achieve.
The only thing that kind of sucks is that just through jet lag and just being tired and just walking so much is almost every night so far we've passed out at like 8 o'clock. There's been a couple nights we stayed out a little later, but it's so much wasted time that I wish we could get back, but we were getting up at like 9 and doing stuff all day long. And I do feel like we've done a really good mix of nerdy stuff, weeby stuff, and then more like local traditional stuff. We saw a show last night that you guys recommended called Gear. It was a live...
That was recommended to us by the guys from Eon Gaming. They do like the GameCube HDMI adapter and stuff. Me and E had dinner with them. The first night we came here, we were fucking exhausted.
They were trying to talk to us. It was so difficult.
Kim and we weren't here yet.
You were.
Well, we were, but...
You were fucking exhausted.
We just got in.
Yeah, they got in later than us. But it was awesome, and I was glad to hang out with those guys. And I was able to talk to everybody. But yeah, they were at the end of their trip, and we were just starting our trip. So they were telling us everything they were doing. They're like, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. And one of the things was this show.
And it was cool. It was cool. Non-verbal theater. Kim loved it. Like you go in and there's seats for maybe
Hannah like it?
Yeah.
She liked it?
There's seats for maybe like 50 people. And then this room is like a scene from Disney Park. Yeah. Like it's all done up.
It's like a factory.
Like an old toy store factory. And these 5 live actors just put on this whole hour-and-a-half show. And there was lights and LEDs and magic and so much stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
And it felt like watching an anime. They even did like an anime outro at the end.
They did,
where like quirky music started playing and they were all going like this.
And that was the one time they talked at the very end.
They said thank you at the end. So that was really fun.
That was cool.
I wanted to talk about the experience of being at this hotel. How much time do we have?
I think we're already done.
We're fine. It's 11:30. We're good.
Let me just give 5 minutes. The experience of being at the Nintendo Hotel. Because it's not like any hotel I've ever stayed at. I don't know about you. Because every other hotel...
There's a lot of weird quirks.
Yeah.
First of all, they gave us so much information when we were coming
we had to do an orientation.
And we had to leave. We had to go hit this show, which is why yesterday was such a struggle because we traveled all the way from Tokyo to Kyoto. We didn't really eat anything. We didn't really have a lot of time to do stuff because we had to go to the show.
I made us do half of a podcast.
And we did half of a podcast. There was just a lot. But we got to do the podcast in the library with all the stuff around it. So.
That was cool.
Like, that was a pain in the ass, but we're here for the podcast. So we have to, it's an obligation, you know?
But yeah, like every other hotel I've been to, it's like a tall building with a lot of stacked rooms. You get a little key card. You never see the people again. This feels like being in a weird, quirky TV show.
Like it feels like we're in a bed and breakfast, but with our own fancy room.
Everybody's very nice. Everybody's very helpful.
It's insane.
You have physical keys.
I mean, everybody in Japan so far has been extremely nice, but this hotel specifically, every time I feel like we're gonna get yelled at, they're like super excited for us to do whatever we want
about the filming.
We aren't even supposed to be in this room right now. We're supposed to be out of this room.
I know.
And we're like, can we stay?
We asked for half an hour more.
And they were like, whatever, dude.
Yeah, I think the reason why we're so shocked by this is because it's Nintendo related, and we're so used to Nintendo just being so strict about everything and saying no about everything. Yeah. But it's not really Nintendo, just Nintendo's history, and they are so excited for us to share the history.
They want the word to be
Yeah,
let
of
out
course.
about the hotel.
Of course. I figured a place like this, the word is out. And
Yeah.
people would be booking. I mean, they said this room's barely ever available.
It sounds like the whole building is booked, even though I've never seen anybody. I think I saw some people leaving.
Well, there's not many rooms.
When we were here yesterday, I saw a bunch of people coming and taking pictures outside.
Yeah, I'm sure that happens a lot. There's a sign that says customers only past this point. But like our room where we are, like our building has 4 rooms. And then I think this building is this. Well, there might be more upstairs.
There might be, but
there's not many rooms.
I know where after we're in this room, like when we go to our next room, it's in the next building past you guys. So we have to go like out to the 3rd building to get there.
Oh, also the rooms are themed by. I was gonna say clubs. I think.
No.
I think this one's
playing
hearts.
cards.
Playing cards.
Yeah.
So ours is clubs. Yours is hearts, which is really cool.
Because there's 4 buildings.
There's a really dinky little 1-person elevator in our room that doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, so
But it would go all the way up.
ours is the old Nintendo office, so they have it was the warehouse that we're staying in.
Yeah.
So they have the elevator, the little tiny elevator that they would use to move the shipments of playing cards. They also have the old fuse box on display of the elevator. They also have the old water main on display. It's very strange.
Everything is kept.
Right outside of your room also are the actual cards. Literally to the left of your door.
I didn't see
If
that.
you noticed that.
I didn't see that. They have a display of the crates, but that looks like those are fake. Those are like a recreation of the crates. But I'd like to see the playing cards.
I guess I'll end on this if we are running out of time. And I'm sure you can relate, but growing up with Nintendo and the NES and the Nintendo in general being the thing that got me into gaming, which essentially led me to a YouTube channel, which led me to a career, which led me to my wife, which led me to living in America, which led me to eventually starting a podcast with you about Nintendo, which led to my wife and you and all of us staying in the place where all of that started before we were even born. Is crazy, and I appreciate that moment and that sentiment so much.
This is a religious experience for us.
It kind of is.
We literally went to Mecca.
It's literally someone's replying to my story right now because I put the swastikas up because they have.
Okay, explain. Please explain. You need to give a lot more explanation about that.
Opposite-sided swastikas that look like swastikas here, but they're actually signs for wealth and Buddhist temples.
It's
and
flipped.
Everyone's like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like,
I think the kanji is maji or something.
Yeah.
Also, they use that. I don't know if they still do it, but like teens use it as like a sign off for text messages. The little backwards maji or swastika, manji, something like that. I don't know exactly what it means when they're doing that. It's like how in America, if you don't say LOL at the end, you think somebody's like mad.
I say LOL too much.
Or I think it's in the UK they do 2 dots. They do 2 periods, and if you don't do 2 periods, they think you're mad.
Really?
Yeah.
"Oh my god, I'm so sorry."
He's bored already.
He's
No,
gone.
bored.
We're supposed to be on the bonus.
Yeah, that's what it is. I was trying to look up, and I was keeping time, but I fucking went over.
I think this is great. I
anyway.
didn't put it into perspective until you said it. That I used to be in my fucking grandma's house playing the NES, and now I'm in Mecca.
In the CEO suite.
I'm in the CEO suite from over 100 years ago.
I appreciate that I get to share it with everybody that's here too. It means a lot. Are we okay? That's it.
We're done.
Okay.
We gotta move on.
Happy Nintendo.
No, cut all the cameras and then start again. Because I'm afraid of that camera.